What's up, guys? This is Rise, and welcome to another video where today we are taking a look at a 100 IV 4-star Shadow Girafarig, the tallest land animal in the world. And it also is supposedly gonna put in some work against some really top meta type teams in the Ultra League. So I'm excited for this video. Thanks to Jim Benning for the submission. I actually went to school with a Jim Benning, so I wonder if it's like the same. Probably not. There's probably more than one Jim Benning in the world, but thank you, Jim, for the submission. As a fan favorite of the channel, Obstagoon is going to be the lead for this team, and going up against a pretty standard like starter team with Swampert, Charizard probably being the two most common starter Pokemon used in the Go Battle League. And here we go. Obstagoon getting a boost to start things off hot. But the more spicy mons, as I like that play from the opponent, going for the Blast Burn, knowing it would knock out. Dragon Claw wouldn't. Not going to bother shielding the Blast Burn. Oh boy. That is huge, though. Does get the Poison Jab down and comes out with a move. And you're going to get very minimal farm to this Swampert. You could just dip out if you live this Mud Shot. Gets the defense drop, and it's a Staraptor. And, you know, Staraptor only has hard-hitting charge moves, so you simply can just use a shield here. And Staraptor actually feints to the Psychic Fangs, and now this is over, because there's no way Swampert is going to be able to take all this damage and get to 3 Hydro Cannons here before Giraffe gets to another Psychic Fangs. There is one Hydro. Definitely will get to a second Hydro here, but opponent recognized they had to double up to win, and the Giraffe starts things off with a dub. I was rocking Girafarig in a recent Sylph meta, so I do like it very much as a Pokemon. I think it's underrated, and it's crazy to see it in Ultra League. You see its combat power doesn't quite reach that 2500 mark, but it gets fairly close. And this is a tough lead. The whole team is kind of soft to Scrafty, so feels content, I guess, just staying in. Oh, just going to completely sack it. Okay. Well, at least you did some nice chip damage there. You come in with Skunk, and Scrafty's probably just going to keep on pupping and just try and do as much damage here as possible. It's going to get to another pup. Kind of brutal. Kind of brutal. But we're saving shields for Giraffe, it appears. When in doubt, just save shields for the Giraffe. And oh boy, is this double charm? Gonna get off the Flamethrower, so we'll command a shield or do a lot of damage here. Flamethrower lands. Are they weak to confusion? Not quite, but gonna start ramping up the damage with these Psychic Fangs. If you're the opponent, you probably consider just going straight fast moves. See, they're throwing, which may come back to bite them here. They probably do get off 2 brutal swings, but does Sylveon, it was a Sylveon, right? Does Sylveon ever even reach a move? Sylveon, I don't know if it's going to get to a move. You also just need to get it within 1 Poison Jab range. Since you... Wait, what? Why not just give yourself a chance, opponent? Why not give yourself a chance? Shield something, bro. Shield something. Anyway. Okay, that was weird. Obstagoon into Shadow Ampharos. Of course, you have to be a little bit concerned of the Focus Blast, which would one-shot. But typically, Ampharos is going to be running Thunder Punch, Brutal Swing, and that was not enough for a Focus Blast. So can safely no-shield this. If you're the opponent, you probably want to at least build up to Focus Blast to threaten it. In comes Cobalion, so maybe Cross Chop and then go to Giraffe. And landing that Cross Chop is nice. Going to make this a little bit more manageable to deal with. And the opponent gives him a free Confusion, which is pretty nice. Going to shield 1. Remember, these fighting moves will hit for neutral damage. Okay. Wait. Oh, I thought the opponent like top left it or something in that scenario. Never mind. The research thing confused me. Psychic Fangs coming through. Has back-to-back. This one will probably KO, and that looked like a CMP tie. Do we see both shields? No. So Ampharos probably should have taken the first, and this is really nice. You get to debuff the last Pokemon, and Skunk probably wins this matchup even without the debuff, so this is just going to shore things up even more so. Moonblast does chunk the Skunk. But going to go for the Crunch here, and Crunch would nearly knock out the Cresselia from a Shadow Skunk tank. Crest probably barely lives, but you can simply just shield here, and I think Skunk's going to outpace right before Crest could ever get to 2. Oh, but calls the bait like a savage. And now the Crest trainer has had enough. They're not going to take that disrespect. They are out of here. They are out of here. No shame in top lefting when the game is clearly over. Obstagoon versus Swampert. Very common matchup. Well, I guess I shouldn't say very common, because like Obstagoon's still kind of secondary meta in the Ultra League. It's not like it's the most common mon, but a fairly common matchup. Very neutral matchup. Swampert going to unleash some Hydro Cannons here. In the Ultra League, we've talked about this before in Ultra videos. Obstagoon a little bit bulkier, so can live 2 Hydro Cannons. Will we see a shield come up? Or no? No. Usually just saving shields for the back line. Loses CMP, and yeah, I kind of agree with this play. Not even going to bother fighting for Switch. Would rather save the shields. Comes in Skunk, and look at this. They don't have a great answer. They come in with a Alolan Muck. And it's also kind of a read, right? Like, if there's a Swampert in the lead, that's probably going to be their strongest Skunk answer. And now Skunk is pretty dang free, and the Giraffe is avoiding the Muck, which is pretty good. In comes Charizard. Excuse me. Hopefully I don't get the hiccups right now. This is just a Claw, so we're going to take it. And gets off the Crunch. This will probably draw a shield and potentially set up Giraffe for a sweep here. Does get the defense fail. That's huge. I don't think you can Confusion down before Zard gets to at least a Claw. I am wrong. I am wrong. And going for the second thing, this is probably, excuse me, the safer play. Because it won't KO, but it'll do enough, plus the debuff, that like now you just can shield a Dark Pulse if it comes through. And 1 Confusion should knock out now after 2 debuffs. Let's go, dude. The debuffs are strong with this team. Crunch debuff is what, like 30%? Psychic Fangs, 100%. Obstagoon versus Trev. Good lead. Has 2 answers for Trev, and it's not uncommon for teams to be double weak to Obstagoon. Obstagoon, once again, pretty unique with that normal dark typing, and also has a fighting fast move. So, like, beats the ghosts, beats a lot of the normals, beats a lot of the darks. The steals, gets another boost. Oh, this is terrible for the opponent. They do catch on a Sylveon, but I would think they might be double weak to this Goon, man. And now Skunk's going to get a massive farm. Let's see if he's going to throw any energy here. No, I think at this point you just shield farm down. I don't think they're getting to 2 moves, especially after unleashing a Moonblast. Oh, baby. This Skunk is loaded with energy. Empoleon, interesting. So, I think Crunch is the play here. I forget if Crunch does more damage, but I'm almost certain it's more efficient, at least. But probably just saw like the steel typing and thought Flamethrower. Gets off another Crunch here. Empoleon might be able to shield farm down, which could be a little bit tricky, but knowing that there's a Trev can freely just swap into the Obstagoon. And once again, even though Giraffe is a Psychic type, it's also a normal type, so it's not that scared of the Trev. It's only going to be taking single resisted damage from the Shadow Claws. So Giraffe is in a really comfortable spot here. And poor little tree. Poor little tree. Gonna shield this move. And I should come out with a move for the Empoleon. Maybe go for the Thunderbolt for some flexing. Let's go. Thunderbolts the penguin. Giraffe showing no mercy with that best buddy ribbon. Man, look at that giraffe. I wonder how tall Girafarig is. Let me know. Check your Girafarig right now if you're watching this video. Does it get like super tall like an actual giraffe? It's hard to like tell because it looks like it doesn't look like as tall as the Cobalion is right now on the screen. So we've seen this similar situation before. Chips the Cobalion with a cross chop and then goes into Giraffe. Stone Edge. Ow, that's gonna hurt. Giraffe, definitely not the tankiest Pokemon in the world. But we'll get the confusion down, and we'll be able to probably double Psychic Fangs here. Get off some nice chip damage. Both back Pokemon are good against the Giratina as well. So here's a situation where once your Giraffe goes down, you come in with Goon, and depending on what comes in, you don't necessarily have to swap your Skunk, because Skunk does well against Giratina as well. But obviously here, you want to swap the Skunk. Good matchup. Can probably take a Surf. Maybe at least bluff the Sludge Bomb like you have it. No, just going straight Crunch. Wants to get the debuff as soon as possible. And any damage here. Because Tapu up a shield could make this a little bit tricky. Gonna actually shield. Feels like he can Poison Jab down before getting Water Gun down. And he certainly can. Wasn't even that close. And at this point, the game is pretty much over. Because you're probably going to force the last shield here. And then, and you get the defense fell. Jeez. And now Goon is sitting comfy. I guess if Giratina somehow gets to like 3 Dragon Claws here, could actually flip this, but Night Slash should nearly KO after the debuff. Oh, okay. This could be close, actually. This could be close. I may have spoken too soon. Another Claw comes through. Giratina gets to another Claw. Is this going to knock out the Obstagoon? It is. Wow. I got ahead of myself. Really well played by the opponent. And they found a way to win in a pretty dire-looking situation. What was the middle game matchup? It was Cobalion. And Cobalion getting a shield advantage from the Girafarig. And then Giratina getting a nice little farm down ended up allowing the opponent to dance around there and win the game. Very impressive. Very impressive. Jolty John. Jolty John, I believe, watches the channel sometimes. We see Goon into Tapu. Safe swap the Giraffe. Gonna hang on to this energy rather than Psychic Fangs immediately. Wants to at least threaten the Thunderbolt. Or perhaps build energy if the opponent swaps, which they do. And now you have energy right away to threaten this Gliscor. I would think a back-to-back here probably. Debuff them as soon as possible. I don't know if we see him fight for Switch here. No, I don't think you can. I think you have to let this go. Interesting. Has to throw immediately here. And it's CMP. Okay, that's big. Because you either get the final shield or take back Switch. You get the final shield. This is an awkward farm down, but maybe after the 2 debuffs, Goon can counter down. Yeah. Oh, man. I think he can before the Earthquake. Yeah, this is probably just a Night Slash, right? Just a Night Slash. Looking to get out of there immediately into Skunk, expecting the Tapu to come in. Skunk is loose. Oh, boy. Gonna land the Flamethrower. Needs to come out with energy on his Goon. So you would presume the G-Fisk is going to Earthquake here. And as long as Goon can knock out the Tapu before eating a Moonblast, should be okay. But Tapu does have some energy, right? G-Fisk is going to get to a move. This still probably isn't going to put it in Surf range, though. Oh, now it's definitely in Surf range. Doesn't Tapu have energy? Or is Goon going to get there first? I thought Tapu had energy, and it does. So Second Night Slash wouldn't have quite KO'd anyway. So a good game. Good game. Gliscor, a bit of a core breaker for this team. Doesn't have a great answer to the Gliscor. It is a Charm 9. Gonna swap into Giraffe. They counter with a Shadow Claw Giratina. So I wonder if Giraffe can flip switch here. Can Giraffe flip switch? Please don't Shadow Sneak, opponent. They Shadow Sneaked. I knew it was coming. People see that Psychic typing. They think Ghost, super effective, but it's normal as well. I think I did that the first time I played an Oranguru. I threw like a Ghost move at it. And with like my Trev maybe, and I learned instantly. I'm like, oh, that's right. Typings. I know them. Psychic Fang's coming through. This is some nice chip damage. Comes in with Skunk, and oh, baby. Double weak to the Skunk. You just stay in here. Because the A9 is so low, I feel like Goon... Oh, interesting. Gonna just use the Goon here. I mean, you gotta use it somewhere. So just gonna use it as basically an extra shield. Boom. Does get off a Night Slash, which is pretty nice. If you're Tapu, like, you might even have to shield. Because now if you're Tapu, do you even get to a Surf? You don't. And now that's just game over. Yeah, no reason to throw any charge moves here. I don't think Ninetales gets to a move. And they realize it, so they are out of here. Good game and well played. Happy Love. What a nice name. Okay, Goon into Amok. It is Poison Jab Amok, so more of a neutral matchup. Probably going to be an Acid Spray here, which may force out the Goon, or will we see Jim just stay in? I could see either making sense. Yeah, just going to stay in. Still not threatened by any charge moves, really, so... If this is another spray, like, certainly gets to a third cross chop, so... Yeah, gonna win the zero shields here, it looks like. Opponent will have to shield a cross chop in order to take switch, and that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna shield. They'll probably take this one and farm down. Cross chop. Connects. Aggressive swap into Skuntank. Gonna land the crunch, and I expect the opponent to take this, and I think we're just gonna see a 2-shield Girafarig strat once again. You just take this, because the opponent might even Hydro Cannon. Hydro Cannon, not quite enough. Gets to another crunch. That is huge. Is the opponent willing to expend another shield? They are. Do you come in with Goon here, or no? Comes in with Giraffe, sneaks the Confusion. Hopefully that Confusion KOs. That would be so nice. It does KO. Oh, this is so tough. Gonna respect the Dark Pulse. Might be a bait, though. Very nice bait. You do have the Goon to still clear your debuff. Going for the Thunderbolt immediately. This is so awkward. Oh, Thunderbolt makes things not so awkward. I did not expect it to do that much damage. That nearly one-shot the fully healthy Pidgeot. Wow. No same type attack bonus. Didn't seem to matter. As that Giraffe, man, that hits hard. Elo to 2695. You see Jim has already hit Legend, so has gone down a little bit since hitting Legend. I think this might be the final game of the video as Goon leads into the Registeel. Positive matchup for the Goon, of course. Do have to respect that Focus Blast. So Registeel can pull a shield advantage here, which it's seemingly going for. Oh, they go for the Zap, actually, but they don't get the debuffs. That's kind of tough. It's a smart play, because if you do get the Zap debuff, then... Actually, I don't know if it really affects much. Because it's kind of playing out the same way it would. And if you Blast, I think you actually get there before the third Cross Chop. One turn, so... Interesting. Electing to let the Goon go to get the Poison Jab down. I really like this play, actually. This is pretty cheeky. Oof. Gliscor, tough Pokemon for this team in general. Gonna go for the crunch. Are we gonna see a shield here, or are you gonna try and call the bait? Getting this off is massive. Now, I feel like there's no reason to shield Skunk if they shield. Skunk did his job, and you put it all on the Giraffe. Either they use all their energy, which they do, or they would have baited. It's all on the Giraffe. Oh, baby. So you can afford to do like a couple more confusions, I think, at most. And go for the Thunderbolt. Yeah. Beautiful. And should either have the Psychic Fangs or be one shy of Psychic Fangs. But Gly is empty. Yeah, Gly has no energy. And beautiful overfarm there by the Giraffe. Keep in mind, right? If this trainer had just thrown the Thunderbolt straight away, they lose. Because the Gliscor is going to get to a Night Slash there before you can reach that Psychic Fang. So really nice overfarm by Jim Benning. And a very fun team as well. I hope you guys enjoyed the Hundo Shadow Girafarig battles. Very cool Pokemon that you, I mean, it would be spicy in the Great League. Never mind the Ultra League. But not only is it spicy, you saw here, it was pretty effective too. So sometimes spice can also be effective. Lots of great matchups for that Girafarig and a very effective closer with 2 shields. So yeah, once again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. If you are new, comment down below. All comments are appreciated. And that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.